Good morning, fourth graders. It's Miss Ferguson, and it is Friday, May 8th, 2020. We are continuing working on our reading skills and reading strategies for nonfiction today. And we're going to be talking about finding multiple main ideas within a text. And specifically, we have been using our news ELA articles that are found in our packets and that we practice online with the activities there. Our learning target: I can determine the main idea of an article using the main idea of sections in the article. And again from yesterday, I can determine which details are important and which details are interesting and explain how they relate to the main idea. Remember that it's very important, and we've been practicing daily, connecting those different section main ideas to the overall main idea. So some texts may have more than one main idea. If you think about the articles we've been using, you're looking at articles with different sections and different headings. And we've been practicing using the strategy of finding those main ideas and then connecting them to the overall. So sections of a text can have their own main idea that supports the overall main idea of the text. Each section will have a clear and concise main idea, but again, they will all support the main idea of the text. Think about those articles we've been using, particularly about voting and women and African Americans. Those articles all had different headings, but those sections and those headings supported the overall main idea of that specific article. I always say that when you're reading, you need to remember that reading is thinking. And these strategies that we're working on really emphasize that. When we're reading, we're constantly thinking about different things. Readers can find multiple main ideas within a text and use it to find the main idea of the article. When you're reading nonfiction text, you should ask yourself, what is this chunk of text mostly about? So if you're reading a particular heading and section, think about that section or that chunk of text and what it's mostly about. Then as you read the next section, think, what is this next section mostly about? And even more importantly, how do these support the overall main idea? Sometimes when we're confused about what the main idea of an article may be because there are multiple, we have to individually look at those sections a little more closely to think about what the author is trying to teach us about that subject. And then once we've kind of figured that part out, we can think about how each section is supporting the author in teaching us about that topic. So let's practice this. Matching flags. Do you know the horror of showing up to school in the same outfit as another person? Imagine showing up to the world's largest athletic stage with the same flag as another country. This very incident happened to Liechtenstein and Haiti at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Both teams proudly marched into the arena holding the same flag, and it didn't take long for other teams and spectators to realize the flags were the same. Both flags had one red and one blue horizontal band with blue as the top color. Within a year, Liechtenstein changed their flag to include a gold crown in the upper left-hand corner. Haiti and Liechtenstein are not the only countries that have had similar flags. Take, for example, Monaco and Indonesia. Both flags have one red and one white horizontal band with the red band placed on top. The only difference between the two flags is that Indonesia's flag measures longer in length than Monaco's. Chad and Romania also share a nearly identical flag. Both flags consist of blue, yellow, and red vertical stripes, with the only difference being a variation in the shades of the colors. Senegal and Mali also share a similar flag. Their flags contain vertical green, yellow, and red stripes with slight differences in hue. However, Senegal's flag contains a green star in the center of the yellow column, while Mali's does not. So think about the overall topic of this article and the main idea that the author is trying to teach us by writing this passage of this article. Then look at the individual chunks of text. In this case, there aren't different headings, but there are separate paragraphs. We want to think about how those separate paragraphs or chunks or sections are supporting that overall main idea. So here, what was our topic? The author wrote about national flags. Think about that first chunk of text. If you need to go back and take a look at it, do so. What is the main idea of that chunk of text? The first main idea was that Liechtenstein and Haiti came to the 1936 Olympics with the same flag. So what would the main idea of the second chunk of text be? That other countries, besides Liechtenstein and Haiti, have similar flags as well. I want you to think about what are the supporting details for each section's main idea, and how do they support the main idea of the passage. This is going to be your independent assignment today, and I'll talk about that more at the very end. Before we go on to our agenda today, I wanted to address some of our student work this week. I have been getting some very consistent work from several girls every day without reminders, especially William Smith. Spellman, I'm not getting as many of your assignments, and I'm having to reach out more to make sure they're submitted. So please make sure that you're submitting your work every day, whether it's a picture message on Dojo, through my phone, or through email. When I am looking at student work, I am first of all noticing that girls are really thoroughly reading. I can tell that you're close reading the articles. I've seen articles marked up, and I'm seeing very thorough answers when it comes to the main idea. So we're not just rushing and we're not writing one or two words. I can tell we're really thinking about it. One thing I do want us to practice though, so our grow that we need to work on this week, is that I'm seeing a lot under the main idea where I'm seeing information, but it's not necessarily the main idea. It's not necessarily important. It could be interesting or it could be a supporting detail, but it doesn't mean that it's the main idea. So that's something we have to be really careful about, differentiating or telling the difference between what is a main idea and what is a detail that supports it. So that's what we need to work on, telling the difference between those two things and making sure that when we're asked for the main idea, we're providing the main idea. If you're unsure of the main idea, then you need to go back and reread and make those connections in your head as a reader. So what your agenda is going to be today is after you finish this lesson, you need to go back and take a look at the passage. You need to write down the supporting details for each section's main idea. So in that passage about national flags, we did the main idea for each section. Now your job is to find two supporting details for each section's main idea. You need to make sure that you submit this with a photo or as an email. Then you need to complete the News ELA article in your packet about registering to vote. This is practice for this very strategy that we're working on, and this is going to be true every day. Our News ELA article is practicing the strategy that we're working on in our lesson. Then you need to log on to News ELA and close read the article again and complete activities. I have had very few girls in the last couple days complete the News ELA online, even though I have seen the photos of completed packet work. It's very important that you log on and practice the article again. Close reading, we know, means that we read more than once. And News ELA has activities and questions that make us think more about that topic. So that is a big part of your daily assignment. You need to make sure you do your daily reading log with your writing prompt and record it in your packet. And again, make sure you're sending photos of your assignments. I can't count your work as having been completed if I don't receive it. So please make sure you send it to me because it also helps me help you and help the class if I can take a look at the glows and grows with our work before I do my next lesson. We're going to be shifting into reading a fiction book next week, so make sure that you have all of your nonfiction work on main idea and connecting main ideas done today. If you have any questions, you know how to find me, and I will talk to you soon, girls. Have a great day and have a great weekend.